0 to 60 in 4 seconds in a truck. Yeah, you heard that right. Look, I know what you're thinking. Another electric vehicle review trying to convince me the future is here. But here's the thing. This isn't just another EV. This is an F150. The F150, the truck that's been America's best-selling vehicle for over 40 years straight. The truck your dad drove. Maybe your granddad too. I just spent the last week living with the 2025 F150 Lightning. And I'm gonna be straight with you. This thing changed my mind about electric trucks. Not because it's electric, but because it's genuinely the best F150 Ford has ever built. So buckle up. We're talking insane performance, game-changing tech, and yeah, I'll tell you exactly where this truck falls flat. No BS. Let's roll. All right, picture this. You're sitting at a red light. Some dude in a Mustang pulls up next to you, revving his engine, thinking he's hot stuff. Light turns green and you absolutely smoke him. In your work truck, the look on his face, priceless. That's what 580 horsepower and 775 pound-feet of torque gets you. And here's what's wild. That torque is instant. Like you breathe on the throttle and all 775 pound-feet hit right now. No turbo lag. No waiting for the engine to spool up. Just pure immediate thrust that pins you back in your seat. 4 seconds to 60 miles per hour. I timed it myself. That's faster than a 2025 Mustang Dark Horse. We're talking sports car territory here, but you've got a full-size pickup bed in the back and can tow 10,000 pounds. Let that sink in for a second. Now, I know some of you are already typing, but what about real truck work? Fair question. I hooked up a 7,000-pound trailer, and yeah, the range took a massive hit. We're talking cutting it by more than half. So if you're regularly hauling cross-country, you better have your charging route mapped out. But for most truck owners, daily driving, weekend projects, local job sites, this thing absolutely crushes it. And here's something that surprised me. It rides better than the gas F150, way smoother. That independent rear suspension they added for the battery pack, it's a game changer. Combined with the lower center of gravity from all those batteries, this truck handles corners like it has no business doing. The one-pedal driving mode, chef's kiss. Once you get used to it, you'll barely touch the brake pedal. Just lift off the accelerator and the regenerative braking brings you to a smooth stop while putting energy back in the battery. It's actually genius. Now let's talk about what makes this truck different. And I'm not talking about just the electric motor. I'm talking about features that'll actually change how you use your truck. First up, that frunk. Ford calls it the Mega Power Frunk, and it's not just marketing hype. Pop it open and you've got 14 cubic feet of lockable, weatherproof storage. That's bigger than the trunk of most sedans. I fit an entire Home Depot run in there last week. Power tools, paint cans, the works, and still had room left over. But here's where it gets cool. This isn't just storage. There are 4 full-size power outlets in there, plus USB ports. I've seen guys use it as a mobile workshop, powering saws and drills right from the frunk. Others fill it with ice and use it as a giant cooler for tailgating. It's got a drain plug in the bottom and everything. And that's just the beginning. The bed has more outlets. The cab has outlets. This truck is basically a rolling power station. With the extended range battery, you're looking at enough juice to power your entire house for 3 days during an outage. Not kidding. Ford sells a home integration system that lets you use this as a backup generator. That's capability no gas truck on the planet can match. Inside, you've got that massive 15.5-inch touchscreen running Ford's latest software. Wireless CarPlay and Android Auto come standard. The Lariat and Up get Blue Cruise, Ford's hands-free highway driving system. I used it on a 4-hour road trip, and honestly, it works. Keeps you centered in the lane, maintains distance from traffic, and actually reduces fatigue on those long hauls. The truck even has a built-in scale that measures your payload and adjusts your range estimate accordingly. That's the kind of smart feature truck owners actually need. All right, real talk time. Because no truck is perfect, and I promised you no BS. The charging infrastructure in America? Still not where it needs to be. I'm in a major city, so I'm fine. But if you're in rural areas or planning long road trips, you're going to spend time hunting for fast chargers. And when you find them, there's no guarantee they're working. I've heard from owners in the Midwest who've had some frustrating experiences. Range anxiety is real. That 320-mile max range sounds great until you realize that's under perfect conditions. Cold weather? Your range drops hard because this truck doesn't have a heat pump. Highway speeds over 70, efficiency tanks, towing heavy. Cut that range by 2/3 like I mentioned earlier. You've got to plan your trips way more carefully than with a gas truck. The price is steep. We're talking 63 grand to start, but most people are looking at 70 to 85,000 for the trims you actually want. That's serious money. And with EV depreciation being what it is lately, that's something to consider. I've also heard about some quality issues from earlier model years, battery problems, software glitches, charging port doors that won't open without a fight. The 2022s had the most complaints, so if you're shopping used, skip that year. And here's something nobody talks about. That charging curve drops off hard after 80%. You're better off stopping at 80 and hitting the road than waiting for that last 20%. So here's my honest take after a week with this truck. If you're like most F150 owners doing local driving, light to medium duty work, maybe some weekend towing, and you can charge at home overnight, this is the best F150 you can buy right now. Period. More power than the gas models, more torque, more tech, less maintenance, cheaper to run, and it's genuinely fun to drive. But if you're regularly towing heavy loads across multiple states, or you live somewhere where charging infrastructure is sketchy, maybe hold off for now. Or consider the hybrid F150 as a stepping stone. The crazy thing is, this isn't even about saving the planet or being eco-friendly, though yeah, that's a bonus. This is just a better truck. Ford took everything that made the F150 great for 40 plus years and made it better with electric power. The future of trucks is here, and it's faster, more capable, and more practical than anyone expected. That's the 2025 F150 Lightning. Drop a comment and let me know. Would you make the switch? I'll catch you on the next one.